When you see an elderly person, what do you wish them? Long life or good health? If you're anything like me, you'd hope they have both. Well, that's exactly what happened to Robert, a man who turned 90 recently, but what caught the eye of his doctor wasn't his age or his smiling face, but his unbelievable movement. Let me share with you what his doctor witnessed one day and what the doctor learned from him. He was 90 years old, but what he did one morning shocked his doctor to the core. He stood up. No pain, no help, no struggle, just power, just peace, just movement. And the secret, hidden in a morning habit no one talks about. It all began when Robert fell down the stairs. At first, it seemed like a minor tumble. Sure, he'd bruised himself, but it was nothing he hadn't recovered from before. But as the days went by, he found getting up became harder. It was like his body was heavier, his bones stiffer, his movements slower. Every morning, he'd wake up feeling like an old car that has been left out in the rain, rusty and creaking. For years, Robert's mornings were full of pain. His joints screamed, his knees gave up, his back refused to straighten. Getting out of bed felt like lifting a mountain. Then one day, after struggling to rise from bed, he thought to himself, maybe this is just old age. Maybe I'm supposed to suffer now. It saddened him, the thought of accepting his fate, resigned to a life of aches and pains. But deep inside, there was a flicker of defiance, a silent scream against the injustice of his stiffening limbs. Every morning, as he fought to get out of bed, he couldn't help but ask, is this all there is? Is this how it ends? But the answers were lost in the rustle of the curtains and the ticking of the clock. One night, unable to sleep, Robert watched a strange old video, a forgotten YouTube video of a former physiotherapist talking about a morning reset. He spoke of a time when almost everyone did these exercises. Then, somewhere along the way, we stopped. The video suggested a series of movements, not strenuous, not painful, just slow, strange movements done before standing up. Robert watched skeptically. Could these absurd routines really change anything? He was doubtful, yet desperate enough to give it a shot. He pictured his life as a painting, a masterpiece nearing its final touches. Did it really matter if the last brushstrokes were clumsy? What did he have to lose? He decided to follow the routine for just 1 week. The next morning, he woke up with the faintest glimmer of hope. He followed the moves. 5 minutes. That's it. He didn't expect much, but as the week went on, something shifted. The second morning, he woke up, and the movements felt a bit more fluid. The third day, he stood up without grabbing the bedpost for support. By the end of week 1, he stepped out of bed, took a breath, and for the first time in months, he whispered to himself, this feels like magic. You see, he wasn't doing anything miraculous. It was just those 5-minute movements that made all the difference. So what exactly did he do? These steps may be simple, yet incredibly effective. Step 1, in bed spinal roll. Loosens up the back. Step 2, deep belly breathing. Resets the nervous system. Step 3, standing hip twist, plus heel raise. Activates balance and joints. He incorporated these movements into his daily routine and noticed a remarkable change in his flexibility, strength, and overall well-being. Over time, these small, consistent actions had a profound impact on his quality of life. The movements weren't just a physical exercise. They were a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. They symbolized hope that even in the twilight years of life, there's room for improvement, for defying limitations, and for rewriting one's story. As Robert continued practicing these morning rituals, he became an inspiration not only to himself, but to those around him, proving that age is just a number and that vitality is a habit. Now, here's the part that truly amazed his doctor. During his next checkup, Robert walked into the clinic with an unexpected spring in his step. His usual stooped shoulders were straighter, his eyes brighter. When the doctor saw him, he paused, stared, then asked, "What are you doing differently?" Robert smiled. "I finally listened to my body and moved it." The doctor wasn't prepared for this. He checked Robert's records, puzzled by the sudden improvement. Robert's blood pressure had improved. His balance was better, and his overall health markers were better. "It's those 5-minute moves," Robert explained. "They may seem small, but they've brought so much change to my life." The doctor thought back to the days when he'd prescribed pills for joint pains and muscle stiffness. Now, here was a patient who had turned his health around with a simple routine. He realized that sometimes the best medicine isn't a pill. It's a reminder to move, to stretch, to breathe. These aren't just exercises. They're a connection to our bodies, a language that transcends age and limitation. Touched by Robert's transformation, the doctor decided to share his story. "We need to teach this to more people," he said, recognizing that Robert wasn't an exception. There are numerous individuals who could benefit from these simple morning rituals. The doctor knew that many patients struggled with joint pains, stiffness and balance issues, problems that often overshadowed their overall health. Robert's journey offered a beacon of hope, a different path, a way to reclaim their lives without relying solely on medication. Inspired by Robert's journey, the doctor began integrating these exercises into his patients' treatment plans. It wasn't a quick fix, but over time, he saw similar transformations. People who had resigned to their limitations began to move better, feel better, and live better. Each smile, each step, each story was a testament to the power of consistent, small actions. As the doctor witnessed these changes firsthand, his belief in the power of small habits solidified. In his own life, he started practicing these exercises, incorporating them into his daily routine. At first, it was a conscious effort, but soon, it became a natural part of his morning ritual. He understood that it wasn't about being a certain age, it was about feeling good. It was about living vibrantly, regardless of the number of years one had lived. Now, let's return to Robert's story. Robert wasn't always the picture of health. In his younger days, he worked long and hard, often forgetting the importance of rest and care for his body. He pushed through pains and discomfort, thinking it was just part of the job, a sacrifice he had to make for his ambitions. He believed that success was on the other side of hard work and suffering, so he kept going. However, as the years passed, the toll on his body became evident. The pains and stiffness he ignored in his youth didn't disappear. Instead, they grew more pronounced, more constant. When he looked back, he realized that he'd traded his health for temporary gains. He questioned whether it was worth it. Had he achieved true success at the cost of his well? The fall down the stairs became a turning point for him. It wasn't just a physical setback, it was a wake-up call. He realized he needed to prioritize his health, not as an afterthought, but as a cornerstone of his life. That's when he decided to try the forgotten morning routine. At first, it was a chore, a set of movements that felt strange and pointless. But as he persisted, he started feeling the benefits, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. It was as if he was rediscovering himself, remembering a part of himself that had been neglected for years. With each movement, he felt a sense of empowerment, a feeling that he was in control of his health, his life. The transformation wasn't overnight. It was a gradual process, a slow burn that eventually ignited a flame of vitality within him. But the results were worth it. He regained not just his mobility, but also his confidence, his independence, and most importantly, his hope. Robert's story is a reminder that it's never too late to prioritize your health. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 60, or 90. The principles remain the same. Small, consistent actions can lead to remarkable transformations. It's an invitation to listen to your body, to respect its needs, and to honor its limitations. It is a testament to the fact that age is just a number, and that vitality is a habit, a choice that we must nurture every day. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.